So, from all 6 generations and over 700 Pokemon, from highly requested, we're going to be counting down my top 10 favourite Pokemon. Beware, these are my opinions and you do not have to agree. So coming in at number 10 is in fact the one and only Gligar and Gliscor. Who doesn't like a scorpion with wings? Come on, a scorpion that can fly and fire its stinger from wherever it likes? Who wouldn't love this? But ever since the days of Generation 4, Gliscor's always been close to my heart. You have the Elite Four champion Bertha, who has her own Gliscor, and we also, from the anime, we have the mischievous Gliscor in Veilstone City, which loves to cause trouble, stealing the food from the passing travellers. And in fact, it's the same Gliscor which Paul, Ash's native rival in this series, catches. Ash also gets his hands on a Gligar, as the Gligar crew, which rocks around with the Gliscor which Paul catches, does in fact have its own little derpy gimmick which Ash does come to like, and it sure did strike my heart too. During the Diamond and Pearl series, I did in fact find myself a Razor Fang and catch myself a Gligar, training it up into the Gliscor, which did become an avid team member. I did get its Earthquake, and it did in fact learn the Elemental Fang of Fire, which did become very helpful when challenging the Steel Gym in Canalave City. At number 9 is Ambipom. Now, who doesn't like a Pokemon which looks like an animal? Come on, it's a monkey with 2 tails. Just like any other animal in the Pokemon franchise, may that be a cat, a dog, or even a tree. Or a seal? No, that's just seal. But yeah, the fact that Ambipom has 2 tails when it evolves really makes him look like a boss. Coming in at number 8 is in fact Arcanine. Another Pokemon which resembles an animal, yet this one is a beast of fire. Back in the days of Fire Red and Leaf Green, Arcanine was one of my first Pokemon I got to use. When I used it, I beat the Elite Four, and it even went on to become my favourite Pokemon of the Let's Play. This Pokemon, saving grace, was in fact the one and only Extreme Speed, making him love him from that day. This Pokemon then later went on to migrating over to the next generation games, which was in fact Diamond and Pearl. Now to this day, this same Arcanine is all the way up onto the current ORAS games. It's still proving well, except he does lack in the IVs and EVs traits, since back then I didn't have a clue what those were. But again, he's still a little dog, right? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it is in fact Flygon. Pokemon number 7 on the list is in fact Flygon. This one from Generation 3, a Pokemon of a true colour. I first came across a Flygon in the anime movie Jirachi Wishmaker. Jirachi Wishmaker is a movie where it talks about the legendary Pokemon Jirachi. Jirachi absorbs the Millennium Comet's power, which when it crystallizes into its cocoon, it does in fact spread out into its surroundings. This is where I first learnt of Flygon, as Ash and his friends do befriend a Flygon, which does help them on their beckoning adventure to save Jirachi. When I learnt this Trapinch, I'd ignored for years, evolved into him. I just had to have one. Dragonflies are a personal favourite of mine, and he resembles that to a T. Also, his pure power when it comes to battling is overwhelming. Dragon Pokemon all the way. Coming in at number 6 is in fact Milotic. Just like Trapinch, Feebas was a shocker to everyone. How does a ugly fish, no hard feelings Feebas, turn into a Pokemon of true beauty? Although I made him number 6, I despise anyone who uses a Milotic against me, because its defense is just crazy. I've had countless Nuzlockes where I've lost to a Milotic, pulling out these ice beams and recover strategies. Milotic has several appearances, which it does in fact spike my interest. First, from Wallace. Wallace's Milotic is outstanding. He is a contest master for a reason. Next, going into the champion battles with Cynthia. Her Milotic does in fact pack a punch. Coming in at number 5 is in fact Breloom. Breloom is such an overpowered grass type Pokemon, especially with that fighting type edge. This Pokemon can in fact hold its own, going up against Pokemon of a more advantaged typing. First of all, in the anime, a Breloom does in fact pick a fight with May's Combusken, and they do end up going into hand-to-hand combat. The fact this Breloom could stand up to even the most fierce opponents did strike me as appealing in a Pokemon that can stand up to something that it would usually be weak against. Also, during the times of the Pokemon trading card game, Breloom was one of my first Pokemon cards I got from the Hoenn region. Himself just melted people in their tracks, especially when it came to competitive battling. Anybody fancy a Drain Punch? Next on the list, just before we jump into number 4, I just want to throw out there a few honourable mentions to the list. First off, we got the Togepi line, Togepi, Togetic and Togekiss. This family of eggs have a cute appeal and the power of a fairy type. Not many were happy about the fairy type addition, but I, for one, truly liked the addition of a new type, and it perfectly suits this trio of eggs. My next honourable mention is Volcarona. This Pokemon, being a semi-pseudo legendary, and its uncommon rarity left me searching for it for hours and hours back in black and white. And for the hours of fun it left me searching for it, this is going in as an honourable mention. My final honourable mention who should have made the list was in fact Charizard. The Pokemon from Kanto who left everyone quaking in their wakes. But since the forms of X and Y were added to it, it gave it a dragon type typing, which is amazing. And also, we can't forget its drought Y form. For this, I'm going to be adding him to my honourable mentions. But for now, let's jump on to number 4. Making number 4 slot is in fact Gastrodon. Either of Gastrodon's forms I love dearly. This shows that the Pokemon can adapt to its environment east and west of Sinnoh's Great Mount Coronet. I don't know what it is about this slug Pokemon, but I can't say I enjoy slugs in general, so it's not the fact that it's a slug that I like it. Maybe it's just because of its pure power, and the fact that it's really bulky when it comes to battling in competitive, or just battling in general throughout the games. One thing I do love about this Pokemon is the fact that it can learn Recover. Recovery is a really good restoration move, and when it comes to battling, really does help you out in a pinch. But this is the reasons why it made number 4 on my list. Hitting up the top 3 now, so here they come, you better hold on tight. Number 3 is in fact Hydreigon. Over to Unova now, and we see one of my favourite dragons. His design is so demonic and reminds me of demons, pseudo of the underworld. The design of his 3 heads are just hypnotising, just makes you want to love him even more, right? No? Okay, just me then. Another thing I did come to love about it is the fact he's a dragon dark type. This first drew me to him. You know, it's something different than just dragon flying or dragon water, but dragon dark. It sounds so demonic and evil. I could sit here all day and talk about Hydreigon, so let's jump on to number 2. So, coming in at number 2, you will probably be able to guess, is in fact Electivire. I don't know why I love this Pokemon so much. Maybe it's just the way he looks. He does look like a champion in a sense. Maybe it's just the pure power he has. This Pokemon's won me many battles and has a major appearance on my channel and has been greatly influenced throughout my Pixelmon series, coming in and destroying the opposing teams again and again. Maybe it's his move pool. It's just too good. Learning all those punching moves. Ice Punch. Take out those dragons, boy. Thunder Punch. Catch this, water type. His move pool is just so diverse, so this is why he's making number 2. And now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Who is coming in at my favourite Pokemon? Well, if you've been around on the channel for long, you will probably be able to guess who this favourite Pokemon is going to be. Cyndaquil. Who doesn't love a baby starter Pokemon? I don't know what it is or why I was first entranced by this Pokemon, but ever since Gen 2 and the Johto anime, Cyndaquil has always been a personal favourite of mine. This tiny fire mouse Pokemon heated my heart. Its cute appeal and its personality just struck me as the best thing in the world. You see him in the anime, all cute and fluffy, but in reality, he is a little powerhouse to himself. And this is why this little guy makes my number 1 slot. Keep it up, buddy. So there we have it, my top 10 favourite Pokemon. If you did in fact make it all the way to the end of this video, I do applaud you. You must love my voice or something. No, I'm only kidding. You really wanted to see what my favourite top 10 Pokemon were, and I do thank you very, very much. If you do want to see any more of these top 10 videos, make sure you hit me up in the comment section below with suggestions on what to do for the next top 10. I have a few ideas which I may do myself, but I do want to get your guys' feedback on what we should do for another one. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys for another one very, very soon. Goodbye for now.